something about the Cowboys playing on the road. They get their 5th road win of the 2024 season. They play lights out defensively with 6 sacks, 4 takeaways, and the Cowboys win it 30-14, the final score in Carolina. We've got Barry Church, Isaiah Stanback, Nicole Hutchison. I'm Kyle Yeomans. Glad you're with us for the first word presented by Dr. Pepper. The Cowboys get the job done, but not only that, Barry, they took care of business when things could have gone south right at the beginning of the second half. They had the plays they needed to take this one over.
Yeah, this is what happens when this team plays complementary football. And we've seen it happen the past couple weeks with the Dallas Cowboys. Offensively, they're at their best when they have balance. And we saw that today with a healthy dose of Rico Dowdle out there. I believe he had 149 yards on the ground. Whew. He pretty much controlled the entire game. Shout out to that offensive line. They were able to do their thing as well by creating big lanes for him to go through. And Cooper Rush, I mean, he did his thing. He took care of the football. He had that one gaffe early in the game with a fumble, but other than that, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions out there. He was able to do his thing. But defensively, that defensive line, they came alive. You talked about it. 6 sacks out there, 4 takeaways for the Dallas Cowboys. And you know what they say. When you win a turnover battle, 9 times out of 10, you're going to win the game.
Yeah, you talked about a little bit about the offense, but this defense, to your point, was lights out. These guys didn't give Young any space, no space whatsoever. Everybody and their mama, I think Kyle Yeomans was even in the backfield trying to get him some sacks today.
I had 3 pressures.
I saw you had 3 pressures. I think Dallas had over 20 pressures today. It was absolutely insane. You talk about Coach Zimmer's defense starting to show up, even when guys step out, okay, and when I say not step out, but you lose guys like Trayvon Diggs, other guys seemingly just find a way to step up and show out. And that's exactly what happened today on this defense. It seemingly like they continue to stack days. They're stacking days. They're getting better. Today was just another showing of it.
I think it's only fitting that I spoke to Oso Digizua this week. I think I gave him like that extra, that was me, right? That was me. I think I gave him a little, extra juice or something. I don't know, whatever like that. But no, just seeing Osa kind of do his thing out there as well, getting pressures, a forced fumble early in the second half. I think that this defense is starting to, like Isaiah was saying, starting to finally come together. But it goes to show you that it doesn't matter who's out on the field, right? Everybody's got to come to play. So I love what they did defensively.
And now all of this is with a grain of salt. They played a 3-10 Carolina Panthers team that did not play well, turned the football over a number of times. But with all of it in context, we spent all week leading up on Special Edition, talking Cowboys, Players Lounge, Girls Talk, Boys Talk, speaking of what Carolina had done recently. Yeah. Yes, they had lost 3 straight games, but they had taken the defending champs down to the wire. The one of the favorites in the NFC and the Philadelphia Eagles down to the wire. They had played good football, just unable to finish. They did not play good football today, and Dallas took advantage.
Yeah, they didn't play at all. And you saw the weeks leading up to this game, what Bryce Young was able to do. He was able to move in the pocket, buy time. You've seen Adam Thielen out there destroying teams these past couple weeks. But Jordan Lewis, who's one of the best, maybe underrated corners in the National Football League, did a great job in the slot and locking him and manning Adam or Thielen basically the entire game, shutting him down.
5 receptions, 51 yards. That's all he got.
That's all he got. And he was over 100 yards the past 2 weeks. So they were able to, stall out one of the best offensive weapons for the Panthers. But not only Thielen, they were able to do a heck of a job on Hubbard, because this is a guy that coming into this game was rolling. He did a number on the Philadelphia Eagles, who have one of the best defenses in the National Football League, and they were able to hold him to under 60 yards rushing in this game. So when you do that defensively, that's, to me, the formula for the success for the Dallas Cowboys.
You talk about 60 yards rushing. That's all they have for the entire team. 60 yards rushing. So Dallas' defense, like you said, showed up. I love the fact that they went up and they started pressuring at the line of scrimmage. Okay, we talk about the defensive front. You saw Olsen talking about it on the broadcast, how these guys are running stunts. Okay, that whenever you have defensive linemen that have great chemistry, you're able to run those stunts, right? TE stunts, ET stunts, all those things where those guys are crossing up front and causing a lot of problems in terms of communication, different levels, so that you can start getting different rushes, like you saw Osa today, being able to force a fumble on one of those pressures. Then you got Maris Leofau being able to punch the ball out. So you got that front 7 really starting to play. But then the defense is the secondary as well. This secondary has played a lot of off coverage this season, but we saw them come up to the line of scrimmage and try to put hands on people, try to bless them a little bit. Even so much so that we even had an offsides on one of the plays because one of the cornerbacks was so up in the face of the receiver. So I love that, because it creates a lot of problems for the receivers to get off the line of scrimmage. And if they can't get off the line of scrimmage, then the quarterback has to hold the ball. And the quarterback holds the ball, your defensive line can eat.
with the way that this offense, the Panthers offense, had been playing the last couple of weeks, I thought that it was going to be a long day, honestly. When you look at that first drive alone, I mean, they drove down the field, and of course, Mears forced the fumble out of Bryce Young's hands. So, I mean, you see that they took off 8 minutes off the clock on that drive as well. So you thought that it was going to be a very long day, but they pulled it together defensively. I mean, holding a 1,000-yard rusher and Juba Hubbard to just 32 yards, that says a lot. 3.2 averaging. I mean, this defense came to play, and I think that the only way is up from here.
I like the way you put that because they drove down the field, did exactly what they wanted to do right there at the jump, and then a fumble. Maris Leofau punches the football out, recovered by Dallas. They take it back. They didn't end up with points on that, but it stopped Carolina in the momentum. Sure. Then they have the miscue with the fumble. Cooper Rush at the end of the second quarter leads to a long 83-yard touchdown from Carolina. It's just a 3-point game at the break. They get the ball, have a chance to drive and take the lead. What happens? Osa Odighizuwa, strip sack, Chauncey Golston recovers, and then you hop on top of it and turn that into points. So every time Carolina had a shot, Dallas made the plays. Same thing for offensive side of the football. We've talked a lot about the defense. I was impressed with the way that Cooper Rush responded because he was not good. Let's just be plain and simple. Not very good in that first half. It was a tough first half. Turns back around. He throws 3 touchdowns in this one to get the job done. What did you think about the way the offense responded and had that balanced attack?
I think they did a heck of a job, and I believe Mike McCarthy did a heck of a job making sure his playmakers were getting the ball early and often. You saw from the first snap, CeeDee Lamb was involved in this offense. We knew that Cooper Rush didn't have the arm strength to really test the secondary deep down the field. So what do? They get the ball to their playmakers in space and let them have that yak yardage that you talked about in the pregame. When we looked at CeeDee Lamb, that's what he was able to do. Take those shallows, those slants, convert on those third downs, those second downs. And what they did as an offense is they won first and second down, creating those third downs where it was only 3rd and 3s and 3rd and 4s. And they were able to either hand the ball off to Rico Dowdle or get something out quick to CeeDee Lamb. And that, to me, was the formula for success offensively for this Dallas Cowboys team, was getting the ball to your playmakers in space and letting them do damage.
I think the formula today was get the ball to Rico. Rico went out there 25, 132, something like that. No touchdowns, but he went out there and took care of business.
149.
No disrespect, 149. The man almost hit 150. Listen, getting the ball in his hands 20-plus times, we said it in the pregame show, good things happen. He usually has over 100 yards rushing. I think this is his 3rd game this year with over 20 touches. And you saw the result. He had a lot of yardage, okay? In regards to the offensive passing game, the passing game was CeeDee Lamb. Get the ball in the hands of CeeDee Lamb. Wherever he was, that's where the ball was trying to go. There was a couple plays where he had broken plays where Tolbert was able to score on a touchdown. You saw one where Brooks was able to score on a touchdown. But overall, I was not very impressed with the passing game just because of the inaccuracy from Cooper Rush. Those guys bailed him out a lot of times on a lot of plays where they were able to make some catches. There was a lot of catches that they were unable to make because of the ball being out of position. So that still has to get cleaned up. Cooper Rush still has to improve. But the fact that you can turn around and hand the ball off and get 4 or 5 yards a pop, that is huge for this offense.
Dang, Isaiah taking the words straight out of my mouth like that. But no, I mean, it helps when you do have playmakers like CeeDee Lamb who can bail you out because the throws were not on the mark. You look at just the 3rd possession for the Cowboys. I mean, 3 third-down conversions alone for CeeDee Lamb. I mean, it helps when you also have a run game and Rico Dowdle. Glad we're finally establishing that. But no, I mean, they certainly bailed him out in so many ways, and you kind of forget about the inaccuracy sometimes with Cooper Rush when you have guys like that bail you out.
No, they did their job. They had the balanced attack, and it ends up in a win. Now, Greg Olsen talked about it. It doesn't do a ton for your playoff hopes. Those are still kind of dependent on everything else, but you did take care of business, and you do move on from the week to week. Now you got an opportunity to keep that momentum going. Unfortunately, you're at 6-8 as opposed to 7-7, or maybe even a couple wins better, but that is what it is. Here are the final stats brought to you by Miller Lite. 30-14 the final score. The Cowboys dominate on both sides of the football on the road against the Carolina Panthers. They improve to 6-8 overall. They are now 5-2 away from AT&T Stadium as they get it done. The Road Warriors of the Dallas Cowboys in 2024 continue. So does our post-game coverage as well. We've got Cowboys OT and Cowboys Game Night coming your way. Be sure to tune in on DallasCowboys.com and the various streaming platforms. For Barry, Isaiah, and Nicole, I'm Kyle Yeoman saying so long for the first word, presented by Dr. Pepper.